right, this is the Week 6 press conference here with Travers family head football coach Justin Wilcox prior to the ACC home opener with ESPN's College Game Day built by the Home Depot on-site, on-campus Saturday morning. We'll go ahead and get questions started with Jeff Ferrato from Travers on SI. Go ahead, Jeff.
Good morning, Justin. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you, Jeff?
Good. Last we talked with you, right after the FSU game, you didn't know much about Wilcox's status. I'm wondering if you can tell us what he's been through the last 9 days and how he's doing and whether he'll play this week.
Yeah, everything's been real positive since the game, and it's trending in the right direction, and he'd be probable for this weekend.
Can you give us an update on other injuries? Little John, I think, has missed 3 in a row. Colin Gamble, I don't believe, has played yet. And, of course, the 2 receivers, Merriweather and Grays. Where was all that at?
Yeah, who was the first one?
Matthew Littlejohn.
Matt would be probable for the weekend. Colin's fine, and then the 2 receivers are week to week, and we'll know more late in the week as it relates to this game Saturday with those 2.
And on the same token, Liam Johnson, I believe, made his debut for you at Florida State. Can you just talk about what that meant and how he played? And, you know, he hasn't played in a while, but how did it go? Yeah,
he had an injury over the summer. He transferred in and got here in the summer, had an injury late in summer, unfortunately, and did a great job getting back as fast as humanly possible. I know the trainers and doctors were impressed by how quickly he came back. He loves football. He's very into it. Got his first action against Florida State, which was great, and we'll continue to get him involved on special teams, and we'll see where his role goes on defense, but we're really glad he's back out there with us.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go to Steve Croner from the SF Chronicle.
Good morning, Justin.
Good morning.
Question I have for you is you're going against both a quarterback whom you've previously faced and a coach against whom you've previously coached. Which of those 2 things are more relevant in your preparation for the game?
Oh, I don't know. That'd be a hard thing to answer. I think, Steve, they're both obviously Coach Cristobal has done a heck of a job down there. They've got one of the most talented teams in college football. Cam Ward, who we've faced a couple times, we know what his capabilities are, and I think everybody's seeing it now. Just a very, very gifted player, and so got a lot of respect for their team.
Thank you.
All right, if you'd like another question, go ahead and put it in the chat. We'll go back to Jeff Ferrato. Go ahead, Jeff.
Justin, aside from just the fact that you've got Miami coming into town, a real good team, can you just talk about sort of the opportunity, everything that's coming together for this game? You've got ESPN game, you've got game day here, an awful lot of chatter on social media. I'm wondering what sort of crowd you're expecting, what sort of atmosphere you'd like to see. What are your hopes for this sort of as big picture event for you guys?
Well, I think it's great. It's great for the school. It's great for our team, great for the program, fans. It's going to be a great crowd. Our alumni and student body will be in full force, and we want to take advantage of that. And the best way to do that is to have a great week of practice and not get distracted by as you mentioned, social media or ticket requests and things like that. It's important that the team, all of us, stay in rhythm and have the best week of practice we possibly can so we can go play our best football, because that's what it's going to take.
Do you have any idea what kind of crowd you'll have? Have you heard any numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know that there's many tickets left. They're very, very excited. The fans are, the student body, and I know, with game day being here, I mean, it's the biggest show certainly in college football, and probably maybe the biggest show in all of sports is college game day. So it's great to have them on our campus, and I know the student body is excited for that early Saturday morning wake-up call.
Thank you.
All right, Jordan Mendoza from USA Today.
Hey, Coach. Kind of building off that question, I'm not sure how much you've seen online about the social media presence, like with your fan base and the whole algorithm thing. I'm not sure how much you've seen of it, or if you've seen anything at all. But what does it speak to, building off of that, like seeing how much people are getting hyped for this ACC opener, and seeing how much excitement there is for this team entering a new conference?
Yeah, I think I don't have social media. I've heard a little bit, but we got enough to consider preparing for the game, and so we spend our time on that. But I love it. I think we want fans to be fanatical. I mean, that's what it's short for. So we're excited for our fans to engage and look forward to all of them coming out on Saturday night.
All right, back to Steve Croner.
Justin, with Cam Ward, obviously he's a dynamic player, and their offense has been pretty dynamic. But he also has been at times, and your game last year against Washington State was a prime example, where he hits some big plays, but he's also makes some mistakes. Is he the kind of quarterback in some sense that you have to say, hey, you know what, we're going to give up some, he's too good that we're not going to be able to prevent him from making some big plays, but if we're patient and keep to our principles, so to speak, he might give us one or two.
Yeah, we know we're going to have to play great disciplined football across the board, especially on defense. Cam is an exceptional player. He plays in rhythm really well and can deliver the ball and make decisions, and then he can play the second part of the play, which is the improv that you've probably seen in the highlights. And those are the things that are very difficult to practice because they're not necessarily built into the play. It's what comes of the play. And so we've got to play really, really disciplined football. We're going to have to tackle very well. We're going to have to win some one-on-one matchups. And like I said before, he's an exceptional player. They got a lot of talent around him. The offensive line is very good. You're always going to get that with Coach Cristobal. The tight end's a very good player. The receivers. I mean, I haven't even talked about the running backs. I mean, probably the best back we saw is there. Best back we saw last year, Damian Martinez is there, and there's another guy, Lyle, on their team. He's a very talented guy. So across the board, they're really good, and you got to play team defense across the board for as long as it takes. And that's, it's a tall task, and we've seen how explosive they've been, but our guys are excited for that challenge.
All right, Thomas Dunn from Radford, California.
Good morning, Justin. Apologies if you've been asked in this direction already, but obviously with College Game Day coming in, it's one of the biggest home games you've had throughout your tenure as head coach, and an experience you guys haven't had as a coaching staff yet. How are you guys staying grounded and making sure that message translates to the players when you come out Saturday morning and Saturday night?
Well, again, we just stay in rhythm, and we prepare like we always prepare, as hard as we possibly can, practice as hard as we possibly can, prepare the best we possibly can, and not get distracted with anything else. I think it's great. It's great for the team, program, our fans, our alumni, the institution. It's a great thing, and we want to take advantage of it. But getting engaged, whether it's online or worrying about things that we don't have any control over, well, that doesn't help us. So it's not hard to stay focused as coaches and players because we know what's most important, and that's football.
All right, back to Jeff Ferrado.
Justin, 13 sacks of Fernando the past two games. First couple of games was pretty good. How do you break that down? Obviously, it's not just one group of people who are responsible, but how do you rate how your offensive line's played, and how do you figure out how to improve in this area?
Yeah, we have to improve in that area, Jeff. You mentioned it, that it's not one group or one player. Everybody owns that, starting with us as coaches, myself, our offensive coaching staff, and then the individual position groups, whether it's offensive line, the quarterback, the backs. Everybody's got to do a better job because you can't take that many negative plays. You look back to a couple weeks ago and we had a lot of positive plays, had a bunch of explosive, but we had way too many sacks, whether we're giving them up based on protection or maybe we're holding the ball too long or whatever it might be. We can't be going backwards. And so this is a team that we're playing who's exceptional up front. I mean, they got a lot of talent on their defense, and we're going to need to do a much better job making decisions with the ball and also in our protections to make sure we're always going forward.
Do you anticipate any lineup changes in the O-line?
It's possible. We'll see where it goes the rest of this week.
And on a separate topic, you obviously had some difficulties with the field goal team last couple games. Where is that at? Is Ryan Coe still your kicker?
We're competing for that spot. We believe in Ryan. He's a talented young man. He's been, as you know, being at practice, he's been exceptional. But the reality is as we all know, got to make them during the game, and so we're going to continue to compete this week, so we'll see where we end up on Friday and go from there. But whoever runs out there, we're going to have confidence in them to make the next kick.
Thank you.
All right, Steve Croner.
Just a mundane question. Does your Saturday change in terms of just what you're doing with game day? I assume you probably would be on the show at some point. Is there any other thing that's different from your preparation, just in the mundane, what you're doing hour to hour?
That would be the only thing. I haven't heard yet, but if you're invited to go on, I would obviously enjoy doing that and representing the program. And other than that, nothing will change.
Great. Thank you.
All right, Matt Moreno from Rivals.
What was the response like from the team the last couple of weeks? Obviously, you're coming off the loss, have some time to think about it, can't get back out there. What was the response like, and how much of that kind of line up with what you had hoped to see?
Yeah, they're a very competitive group of guys. They're very proud. It was frustrating going down there and not coming away with a victory. We felt like we did a lot of things well enough to win, whether it's defensively, offensively with the explosive plays, but unfortunately, whether it was we need one more third down stop on defense, or we have to capitalize in the red zone, obviously, when we're on offense, to put the ball in the end zone. And so those things hurt and they sting, and we took our medicine. We watched the video. We addressed some things head on and didn't bury our head in the sand, and then had a really good, productive week of practice last week. We went Monday through Friday, and it was not a week off. There was no vacation plans. It was all about getting better at football, and I appreciate how our team responded in that regard.
All right, back to Jordan Mendoza.
Hey, Coach. With this probably being the first time for a lot of the nation to kind of get eyeballs on your program and really on the university and the student body, what are you looking forward to showcasing with so many eyeballs looking at your school and your football team?
Well, I mean, the brand of football, obviously we want that to look as good as it possibly can. We want to put our best foot forward when we play, like we always do. I mean, that's each and every week. And also some exposure for the university, the location, the education, the storied players that have been through this place, the new chancellor, who is a big supporter of football, and that with all the kind of disruption that college football has entered into in the last couple of years, it's an incredibly opportunistic time for a place like us that has untapped potential, and we're looking forward to being the ones to tap that potential from the top down, from the chancellor, the athletic administration, the alumni and supporters, to the coaches and the players, because there's so much that can be done here, and we're eager to put that on display.
All right, we've got two final questions. We'll go to Jeff Ferrato.
Justin, have you thought at all about just the kind of the weirdness of the time zone thing with playing a 7:30 game at night, which is 10:30 back where Miami is, and then you got a 6 a.m. Game day thing. I mean, by the time this whole day is over, it'll be about 18 hours long. How do you digest all that, and how strange is that?
Are you just for our team?
Yeah, right. It just.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. We've played night games before. We've played them at home. We've played them on the road. We have a system in place based on when the kickoff is, and we count back, and how we do our Fridays and how we do our Saturdays based on what time the kickoff is. But there is, we feel real strong about our planning and the lead up to the game. So I don't really think much about it at all, Jeff, and we're looking forward to it. It's the game time's given to us. We don't control it, and so we have a plan in place. So we're ready to play our best football whenever the game time is.
Well, I guess what I mean is it probably doesn't affect the team as much as, let's say, Fernando's parents in Miami, if they're not coming out here for the game. That game's going to go until almost 2 in the morning Eastern time. Just how weird that is for your local fans here have to get up at like 4:30 in the morning if they want to show up to game day.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that wake up early. I wake up early. I know a lot of people in our office. I think there's a lot of people I talk to, especially as you get older. I think you just wake up early. There's a lot of restaurants around here that are open early. There's a couple great donut places. There's some great breakfast burritos. And so we're going to actually get involved with some of those folks to get our students and people that show up some breakfast for that early morning. But I mean, this is college football. This is what it's about. I mean, it's not always, I don't know that there is a schedule. Like, that's what's cool about it. We play football on both coasts. It's from the west to the east and north to the south, and it's a passion of the entire nation, and we're fully engaged in that. So I think it's great.
Are you expecting a huge crowd of your students and your fans to show up for game day?
Yeah, I'm encouraging some of those students who are going to be up and at 'em to get their studying done at another time, so they'll be there bright and early. And I think there's going to be a great turnout. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, last question from Thomas Dunn.
Justin, a combination of the prior few topics, we mentioned the fan base and how things can change with them, and obviously the turbulent nature of the San Diego State game. What's your challenge to them as they walk into California Memorial Stadium Saturday night and supporting the California Golden Bears?
Have a great time and make a lot of noise when their team has the ball.
Simple and effective.
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll be back in around 10 minutes with defensive coordinator, inside linebacker coach Peter Sermon.
Thanks.